San Marcos launched a 5-year sidewalk maintenance plan. What that means is they're going around to different roads in the city and making them more accessible for people with disabilities. We've been telling you all semester about Cibolo and Alamito Halls, the new hilltop dorms on campus. It got some of us thinking, what's it like to live in a brand new building? Reporter Presley Davis asked some new residents. Hays County Commissioners voted to cut the budget and increase property taxes for the first time in 5 years. They also allocated over $40 million to pay off the county's debt. I'm Lucciana Choueiry reporting with Bobcat Update. Early last week, two demonstrators showed up right here on campus, holding signs reading misogynistic and homophobic messages. But Texas State students weren't having it. They showed up in hundreds to counter protests and drown out the hate. It's only the second day of December, but these Christmas decorations have been up for at least a month. The decorations are funded by the county, at least $5,000. You might be wondering what they're doing back there. Well, the squirrels have been getting to the wire, so they're just doing some touch-ups. I'm Lucciana Choueiry reporting with Bobcat Update. Empanadas, tacos, barbecue, these are all the different types of food Texas State students can find at the rotating food truck system that launched early this semester, from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. every day, either on the quad or right here outside ASBS. Texas State club sports come in all shapes and sizes. There are some big guys like Texas State Rugby. By the way, they started the season with 5 straight wins. Way to go! We caught up with the Texas State gymnastics team to literally see what they're up to. In 2018, San Marcos City Council approved 10 mermaid statues around San Marcos just like this one. Now, one by one, they're slowly disappearing. This one is the last one left. Come with me to find out why. We have continuing coverage of these new residence halls, including a comparison of new and older dorms on campus, and a look at costs. Watch for more stories next week on housing and on our 4th straight year for record enrollment. Hey Annabelle, are you a golfer?
You know, I've really been wanting to get into it. Why?
Because it could earn you an A and some credit hours. We have that story all teed up. The two men arrived around noon on Wednesday and went to the free speech area with some provocative signs. That quickly drew a crowd. Early last week, two demonstrators showed up right here on campus, holding signs reading misogynistic and homophobic messages. But Texas State students weren't having it. They showed up in hundreds to counter protests and drown out the hate. Two individuals stood at the Stallion statue last Wednesday holding two signs. One reading "Homosex is sin," the other "Women are property." In less than 30 minutes, hundreds of students gathered around them in opposition. One of those students was Brady Headley, who believes it isn't a coincidence that the demonstration took place just one day after former President Donald Trump was re-elected into office.
Me and my friends are assuming these people were emboldened by the events of last night's election. So there's a lot of people who are really not cool with these people throwing out some harmful rhetoric like this. People here who know women aren't really cool with women being referred to as property by these protesters.
University police and members of Texas State's Expressive Activity Group were also in attendance to make sure no physical violence took place. The two demonstrators were allowed to be on campus in accordance with both Texas State's free speech policy and the First Amendment, of course. But students chased the protesters through Derrick Hall and all the way down to the Aspire apartments, where they were escorted away by police. Right down here at the Aspire apartment complex is where the two demonstrators were escorted off campus by the university police. The two demonstrators were part of a Christian news outlet called the Official Street Preachers. Earlier that day, on November 7th, these two same individuals were at UTSA spreading the exact same message. In the following days, Texas State students showed up and showed out, spreading a different kind of message of love and unity. And Texas State President Kelly Damphus released a statement condemning the message portrayed by the two demonstrators. And now, Damphus is looking at pursuing potential legal action. I'm Lucciana Choueiry reporting with Kaylee Crook for Bobcat Update.
The question is where to put all of us. Reporter Lucciana Choueiry takes us to the dedication of the two new big dorms.
Excitement filled Texas State's campus as faculty, staff, and students gathered for a ribbon-cutting ceremony celebrating the grand opening of two new dorms at the beginning of this semester. This fall marks the first time that Alamito and Cibolo halls house any student after 5 years of dust and cranes taking up the hill above the quad bus loop. University leaders kicked off the celebration with speeches at the podium beside the golden scissors, ready for the ribbon cutting. One of those leaders is Texas State's President Khalid Amphis.
With the addition of Alamito and Cibolo Hall and the 2 apartment complexes we acquired adjacent to campus, we have now increased the number of beds from the year I got here from 6,800 beds to now 9,000 beds on campus, but we're not done yet.
After speeches, Texas State officials cut the ribbon, officially introducing Alamito and Cibolo to the San Marcos campus.
Go ahead. Right away. There you go.
Residents Missy Abdullahi, Tifulawu, and Samiha Lawal were in line waiting to grab some ice cream served by Damphis and his wife Beth.
I actually like the people who live in our dorms. They're really friendly. Like every single time I walk out of my dorm, I make a new friend, so that's good.
Ice cream, ribbon cutting, and speeches, closing out a day of celebration as attendees head home, ready for the semester ahead. Mayor Jane Houston has been re-elected to serve a new term.
You know, I used to do a bit of a speech after the swearing in, and this year I decided not to because I thought I'm going to give Amanda the stage this year.
Amanda Rodriguez has been elected to serve on the San Marcos City Council Place 6.
Thank you. Thank you for your trust. For all those who helped on my campaign. Yancy, thank you for helping me hit all those doors.
Receiving the majority of the votes in the general election, Houston was sworn in by her niece at City Hall on November 18th.
Solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of mayor.
Houston has been in office as mayor since 2018. Previously, she served on City Council Place 4. Rodriguez was sworn in by her sister after winning the majority of votes cast in the general election.
What I'm looking forward to the most is coming to it in such a place of authenticity that's missing. I'm not interested in getting anything out of it other than for the people. And so I think because of the way everything lined up, it's just going to make the service better. It's going to make my ability to analyze things and what the people need better.
The previous holder of Place 6, Jude Prather, has been in office for 3 years. Before that, an additional 6.
To the city management team, directors, legal, clerk's office, development services, thank you. Your job is stressful. Trust me, I know. Thank you for serving in that role.
Mayor Houston presented Prather with the Community Service Award during the ceremony.
Go rounds. We are appreciative of his service. I'm going to give him a plaque to honor that most recent service. City Council Service Award is hereby presented to the Honorable Jude Prather.
According to Prather, he chose not to run again so he could focus on his family.
You keep San Marcos beautiful. Thank you for what you do. I look forward to spending more time on our parks, playgrounds, and trails with my family.
The Place 5 seat will be determined by a runoff election on December 14th.
This time, they met to send a message to University President Damphis. Reporter Lucciana Choueiry shows us what this was all about.
If you walked through the quad on Monday, you probably noticed the red, green, white, and black Palestinian flag flying right at the stallion statue. Pro-Palestine groups had set up there, calling on President Khalid Amphis to apologize for using the word anti-Semitism in what they believe is the wrong context. Last week, at an Israel memorial, Damphis described graffiti reading "Hands Off Lebanon" and "Viva Palestine" as anti-Semitic.
Vandals came onto our campus and spray painted anti-Semitic slogans on our campus. We don't know yet who did that. We are still investigating that process.
Back at the stallion statue, Alan Dominguez from YDSA took the mic with a clear message.
We asked President Damphis to apologize for his Islamophobic, anti-Palestinian, and anti-Semitic language, and to join the call for an immediate ceasefire and end to the genocide in Gaza as a sign of his respect for the sanctity of all life.
The Palestine Solidarity Committee showed up, along with Texas State students and San Marcos locals, who were all there to back the cause.
Across Texas and firmly condemn any...
Zaina Abdelrahim, co-chair of the Palestine Solidarity Committee, weighed in, saying there's definitely room for improvement in how the university handles this.
It's just unacceptable to egg on the rhetoric that says that saying this is bad is somehow hate speech. Like, no, it's fighting hate speech. It's fighting hate. It's fighting genocide. It's saying apartheid is unacceptable.
Abdelrahim also noted that advocating is only getting tougher lately. But if there's one thing she's confident in, it's the power of numbers. We also spoke with Shabbat at Texas State, the university's Jewish organization, to hear how they feel.
Hi, my name is Rabbi Ari Weingarten, and I serve as the spiritual leader here at Texas State University for the Jewish community.
Rabbi Weingarten told us that even though the graffiti incident was upsetting, Texas State's quick and supportive response really helped put him at ease.
With the university's response, it was incredible. 2.5 hours later, everything was cleaned up. That was very uplifting to see the support and the right from wrong coming straight from the top of the university.
Weingarten says he feels supported by the community he's built at the Shabbat Center and by allies like President Damphis.
When people know where the line is, if you define where anti-Semitism, where are you crossing the line, so then it facilitates freedom of expression. Harassment is not free. It's going into somebody else's space. Why are you free to go into somebody else's space? You're not.
Texas State is continuing to investigate who is behind the graffiti, and we'll keep you updated as we learn more.